Okay guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the podcast You Got Mosc'd with your boy Luke Mosc'd. Today we'll be talking a little bit more about NBA instead of NFL. With the NBA returning this week, I'm very excited. Obviously as an NBA fan, I'm sure so are all of you. The NBA's back. NFL has been on, so it's been good. We've been entertained with sports, but it's obviously good to have the National Basketball Association back on national TV. So let's get started with the way too early NBA award predictions for the 2021-2022 NBA season. So first, let's start off with MVP. The most valuable player of the league this year will be, I'm going to go with LeBron James, okay? Simply because LeBron is my GOAT. He is the GOAT over at Michael Jordan or MJ. Obviously, I didn't watch MJ. He wasn't in my era, so, I mean, obviously I'm biased. But I think LeBron is just an insane player overall. Not only is he kind of a dominant player that can get to the paint, get in the paint, and get to the bucket whenever he wants, he can score at all levels. He's a crazy scorer. He can shoot the ball. Obviously, he's not like a crazy wide shooter, but he can shoot that three ball. But he can get his points whenever he wants. But also, what makes him different than any other player is that he also has that Magic Johnson ability to make everybody around him better. He's a great passer of the basketball. He's not counted as a point guard in kind of like positional, because of positionless basketball nowadays. But he is, I would say, the best point guard in the NBA, even though he's not really counted as a point guard. He makes everybody around him better, and everywhere he's gone, he's won, and that's why I think LeBron's a GOAT. Literally everywhere he's gone, he's won. And last year he kind of had an injury-riddled season, and I think he's gonna bounce back this year, and he's gonna deliver. He's probably gonna win another ring. That's my prediction. I think LA's gonna win this year. And AD's going to be back, which is good because he's always a productive player who has expanded his range. And most importantly, they got Russell Westbrook, probably one of the most athletic point guards of all time. He's obviously another guy that can get to the rim. He's very explosive, and he's a good passer. Yes, everybody says he stat pads quite a bit, but he won't have the ball as much as he has in previous spots because of LeBron James. Mind you, LeBron doesn't need the ball to be successful. He can be good off ball, but it's LeBron. He's going to have the ball. And Russell Westbrook, will learn to play with him. I think they're going to gel. I think it's going to work. I think that's a good big three in LA, and I think they'll get the job done. I think they'll win a ring. So give me LeBron James as the MVP this year. Next, we got Defensive Player of the Year. He's already won a few times, I believe, this year or over the years. Is Rudy Gobert, the Frenchman. He's had a great journey in the NBA so far. He's obviously long. He's like 7'1". He's crazy in the paint. He literally can block any player. He's long. He has a good wingspan, and he's smart. He's a smart player, and it's hard to get in the paint against him. Point guards have a hard time penetrating. Even if they kick it out, Rudy Gobert's. He's always there. He's blocking that ball. He's hitting it down. He's just on the defense. I think he's one of the best centers in the NBA. Obviously, even though he takes quite a bit of hack from Shaq. He's been memed quite a bit over the years by Shaq. He's a great center. He's a good defender. Probably second, kind of a runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year would give me Ben Simmons. Can't shoot, but he can defend. Ben Simmons is a hell of a defender. He's long for his size in the position. I mean, again, positionless basketball, but as a point guard, he guards the point guards usually, or kind of the best players on the team. He can kind of cover, and he can cover forwards like KD. He can cover guards. He's got a good size. He can move pretty well, and he's been recognized for his defensive skills in the NBA. Give me Ben Simmons. We'll see where he ends up. See if Rich Paul can get him out of Philadelphia. Woj says he's going to return, but we'll see if he plays. Everything's up in the air. I think he's going to get traded. See what happens there. So that's Defensive Player of the Year. Next up, we got Sixth Man of the Year. I'm going to go with my man Jordan Clarkson of the Utah Jazz. Jordan Clarkson's a scorer. He can score whenever he wants. He can get his points whenever he wants. Anytime he can kind of explode for 20 points off the bench in a quarter, like it's crazy. This guy, you give him the ball, he's going to shoot the ball. He's a wet shooter. Give me Clarkson. I think Donovan Mitchell will do a lot of damage, obviously, with Gobert. And Joe Ingles and kind of Mike Conley, that's a good starting rotation they got. But when they need a bucket, they know they got to go to JC, Jordan Clarkson, off the bench. Give me Clarkson for the Sixth Man of the Year. And, runner-up, give me Tyler Hero. I think he should have a better year. Kind of had a bit of an off year, but I still think Tyler Hero's a little overrated. But again, he's a guy that will go and get his bucket too off the bench. That's Sixth Man of the Year role. Next up is Rookie of the Year. I got two or three guys in mind. I think if he's healthy, give me the first pick in this year's draft, Cade Cunningham. The guy's legit. He's a stud. Great size at the position. What is he? A 6'10" point guard. Can dribble the ball. Great handle. Can shoot the ball. Good, nice mid-range. Good 3-point range. He's Ben Simmons with a shot. That's how I see it. Honestly, he's maybe not he's not as good as a defender as Ben Simmons, but again, he has that kind of that trait that LeBron and Magic have, that they make everybody around them better. They can pass the ball. They're big guards, and I expect him to get Detroit over the hump. Detroit's been kind of in rough waters the past few years, kind of a poorly run organization, but again, I think he's gonna get them over that hump. Bring him back to the bad boy Pistons era. That'd be nice. They got Jeremy Grant, who's a good player. They got Killian Hayes, who's going to be kind of his backcourt partner. He's not as good as Cade, but again, he's a guy that's a good handle, can get the ball to others, can score decently. We'll see what Killian Hayes can do this year. And they drafted a center, Luka Garza, who has a nice 3-point stroke for a center. He can shoot the ball very good, and he's got a good post game. He's got a good fade. Give him that ball, Luka Garza, post him up, back, nice little for his center. He's got a nice shot in the post. Second, give me Jalen Green of the Houston Rockets. I think Jalen Green's a great player. He's a franchise player. He's a guy that Houston can build around. Kind of since they haven't really had that type of player since James Harden obviously left Houston. I think Jalen Green's that guy. Give him the ball, he'll do damage. Again, I don't think he's as important as, say, a guy like Cade is to his team. He doesn't really make other people better. He can pass the ball, but he's not that type of guy that will set his players up like that. Again, he's more of a kind of give me the ball, I'll take advantage type of player. Again, he should put up numbers this year in Houston. And kind of an underrated pick, give me Scotty Barnes, the Raptors. I was kind of disappointed when the Raps drafted him, not gonna lie. Not that I didn't like him, but I wanted Jalen Suggs, obviously from Gonzaga. He had a great year, almost won the national championship. He got drafted by Orlando instead. He should have a good year. But again, the Raptors know how to draft players. They know how to develop players, most importantly. Scotty has good size. Again, he can dribble the ball, kind of that point forward type of position. And he should have a good year in Toronto. We'll see. I don't know how many minutes he's going to get or whatnot, but that could be an underrated pick right there. Scotty Barnes. Most improved player. That's a good one. I don't know. For most improved player, I think, I'm a little biased, obviously, but I'm going to go with my boy. I'm going to go with my guy, Gilgeous-Alexander Walker, the New Orleans Pelicans. I think he has a chance to develop a big three in New Orleans. I really do. You got Zion Williamson, you got Brandon Ingram. How about Gilgeous-Alexander Walker? That's a good team right there. I think Nikhil, last year I watched every single game. Obviously, he was injured, but he showed promise. He showed that in a starting role he can produce. He had 19 points per game. But not only can he score, he's a three-way scorer, a three-level scorer. He can score in the paint. Has a nice mid-range, and he can pull up from three. And when he gets hot, he's crazy. He's unguardable. He's got a crazy deep bag. I think Nas is a good player, but it's not just offense. He can pass the ball. Him and Jackson Hayes have a nice little pick and roll kind of teamwork. Very good. Nas gets that pick, lobs Jackson Hayes. He'll do that with Zion. He'll do that with Ingram. He can do that. He's a good pick and roll player. And I also think his defense is really underrated. He's a long guard too. He's like 6'6", 6'7". He can guard forwards, guards, and he's not just a scorer, which many people kind of assume that he's just like people are trying to peg him as that like he can only be a 6-man. He's only a scorer, kind of Tyler Hero type of player. No, he's more than that. He can be a starting role. Nikhil's gonna have a good year. Pelicans are gonna make the playoffs this year. Shout out to New Orleans, baby. And again, like his cousin SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, Alexander. These guys are different, man. I'm telling you right now. Shai's gonna be an all-star this year. Nas most improved player, bucket. Yeah, so that's all the awards so far for them. Kind of way too early predictions, but those are my predictions from MVP right down. And I guess we'll do the NBA Finals. From the East and West is probably a common pick, but I just think there's two super teams in the NBA. Both are healthy. LeBron James is going to get there in the West. It's simple as that. I just don't think anybody can take down that trio. This isn't football where it's a team sport, yes, but if you have kind of those superstar size players, they can carry you to a chip. That's just the way the NBA is run, super team driven league. Give me LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and AD to get to the West. They'll get the conference finals. LeBron, I think, has a chip on his shoulder after last season. He'll get there. And the East, I think it's going to be Brooklyn Nets. I think they're kind of that same kind of super team that's going to be pretty hard to beat. The regular season, you might steal a couple of wins off them. Maybe they're sitting their players and stuff or whatnot. But when it comes down to the playoffs, they're going to make a deep run. Maybe Milwaukee, too. We'll see if Giannis can do that again. But I don't think Giannis is going to the championship again. Not with everybody back in the saddle. Kevin Durant's back. Obviously, James Harden's back for Brooklyn. Kyrie, we don't know what's up in the air. That could actually be a big deciding factor if Kyrie's gone. I honestly don't think it's going to matter. I think Brooklyn's such a good team. I think Kevin Durant will have a bigger role. And I think he's that type of player that, he can carry a team. I really do. I think he's a good player. And I think Brooklyn gets there. But I think, unfortunately, they will lose to the Lakers. I think LeBron James wins another ring. Again, I'm not like a crazy LeBron James fan, but he's that guy. He wins wherever he goes. He'll win a ring. He'll win another ring this year, and that will contribute to kind of his Hall of Fame career, and it will help him in the GOAT conversation, I think. Anyways, those are my predictions for the NBA awards for the 2021-22 season. Let's go. It starts this week. Super excited. Pelicans play the Sixers Wednesday night. Let's get it. Guys, thanks again for tuning in to the You Got Mosc'd podcast. Comment below, guys, anything you disagree with or agree, whatever. Comment what you guys think, who you think's going to win all these awards, who's going to win the championship. Is LeBron the GOAT? Comment anything in the comments. Subscribe. It means a lot. It's your boy Luke Mosc'd, and I'm out. Peace.